Welcome to the Dog Trainers Podcast, a podcast created by dog trainers, for dog trainers, or anyone who's ever fallen in love with man's best friend.
We notice a lot of times with people making more and more content these days, not to like watch back themselves necessarily, but to put online and, and just put information out there. Is there ever a downside of creating too much content? We notice all of the great dog training websites like LEERBURG and Consider the Dog and MichaelEllis.com and stuff like that. There's endless content, but it's curated. You guys put up, you decide who goes up and everything else. In your opinion, is there a such thing as too much? Do people just get analysis paralysis and either don't stick to one program long enough or just don't do anything?
Absolutely, 100%, right? So there's no doubt it's most dangerous for people that are beginners, for sure, right? They don't have the filter yet to recognize what's right and not. And so somebody says something and they're like, well, that makes sense. I don't have any information to the contrary. Right. And they can go down the wrong path. Also be overwhelming to people, like, how do I know which one to choose? And so they choose none.
Right.
And like, or they don't get deep enough. And then the idea of hopping around is a major problem. We used to call it seminaritis, right, for sport dog trainers, where somebody's on a program and they go to a seminar, they hear a new idea, which may be a great idea, and then they go back and disrupt what they're doing. And then 2 weeks later, they hear another idea and they change everything again. And then they hear another idea and they change everything again. You can't overemphasize the role of consistency in dog training. Good. You can have a less evolved program and be consistent and do better than somebody that's thoughtful and is choosing to use more evolved programs, but not sticking to one idea, right? And there's certain types of training that don't conflict with each other. They're just slightly different. And there are others where you're going to cause your dog lots of stress and confusion. The dog's like, hey, I figured this out, and you're coming at this completely differently. So I think there are lots of pitfalls there. And I kind of don't envy a beginning person. I'm busy a lot, so I don't get out on the internet and watch a lot of other content. I have lots of trainer friends that draw my attention to specific things that are good and worth paying attention to, which I'm internally grateful for, because I'm not filtering through all that stuff by any stretch of the imagination now. And so somebody will draw my attention to something and I'll go check it out. But for a beginner, where do you start? And that's potentially a problem.